Now I already did row 1 and I wanted to come up here and do another quilt with y'all. Let me see. I'm sorry I'm just showcasing the quilt. What I want to do is I'm going to roll this quilt and get the next row going. If you're here, I don't know if you're here unless I'm looking on my other computer, my dashboard. Going on my dashboard right now, but I'm going to roll this quilt while I'm doing that. I'm also going to show you the quilt as a whole. I'm using this camera, but I have problems with it, so hopefully she stays visible. Come and quilt with me. We're not going to be here long, hopefully. That's the thought and hope. And so I'm going to move you where I can see your comments. Hello. How are you? We're going to go ahead and just do a live stream. And I'm going to roll this quilt. She's lovely. Isn't she lovely? Okay, let me show you the quilt. How are you, Kayla? How are you been? How you been? How you doing? Sharon's here. Thank you for watching. I wanted to open an unboxing of some quilts because I think one of those quilts, I was waiting for them. I wanted to quilt one with you guys. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Della. Hello. Thank you for being here. Happy Father's Day. Let me show you the quilt just in different angles. So I'm going to roll her because I already started row 1. Sometimes setup takes forever and I think it's boring, and I'm sure I don't want to bore y'all. I think my life can be a bit boring because let me get water, starch her. I wanted to quilt a different quilt today, but I decided to quilt this one. Let's see if that stupid camera. All right, let's switch you here so you're not too overboard. And then I'm going to go here on my content. I'm going to see if I could get you guys. Hold on. I may do it on my phone. And the reason I'm looking on the computer is because I want to see, sometimes that switcher doesn't share how many people are here, but when I look on YouTube on the computer, it shows me how many people are here, because not everybody necessarily, they'll watch, but they won't make a comment, which is okay too. I'm a lurker. I like lurking and watching people and just kind of hanging with some people here. So I'm trimming off the batting on the edge, and then the batting is short, so I'm going to have to Frankenstein it together, or the bottom end. And it's not short very much, but I may shorten it a little bit more so it like Frankenstein's right. And I'm also going to share these beautiful quilts that I bought on Etsy again. I mean, I need to stop going on Etsy. I kind of lurk her quilts to see if she has any really beautiful quilts. Kind of like lurk her quilts. I really do. And she has some beautiful quilts, so I think I'm going to do an unboxing with you guys. Here, let me turn you so you guys could see me, what I'm doing, maybe. Anyway, I'm getting the quilt ready right now. I already had it done, one row. And then I'm going to stitch it. Hello, Dana, Sharon. This looks like mid-century modern. I think this quilt is beautiful, but I don't think a lot of people, visually on the pictures that the lady took, they were not that pretty, to be honest. But I bought it anyway, and I have a little dash hound here that's tearing up my bed. No, Ma. Sugar. Y'all want to see my new, she's not my new puppy, but she's my granddaughter. She's my son's puppy, and she's a terrorist. Look. Say hi, Sugar. You know, I have a preference, dash hounds. They're like, I don't know if they're mean. They're really smart. They really are smart, and they kind of, you know, they keep you on your toes. So she's here, and then Blue's here. You want to say hi, Blue? Blue's here. She's been sunbathing. I may kick about, but it's real hot. And then if I'm here, they have to be with me. Say hi. She has eyes like a little human. Don't you? You do, baby. Okay. And then we have Roxy. You want to go? You want me to show? Tell everybody that you say hi? Oh, then we have Roxy. Look, she's Roxy. She's gotten so big. she's gotten better. She used to be the problem child. So we have three of them. This one and the dog that's my son's, she has splinters. Yeah. Are like besties. They wrestle and fight. So if you hear my dogs, I will kick them out. But they're annoying. They're annoying. Okay, so let me sew. I'm sure you guys are interested in the quilt, not me. Let me sew here. I have you on the other camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing on this angle. I am sticking the quilt completely down. I used to base this down because a lot of times I got clients' quilts and their quilts have a lot of issues. This quilt, I don't know, it feels like she's not been ironed. Leave her alone. Please leave her alone. The one you don't want to mess with is my Blue, okay? Leave her alone, sugar. So I'm going to water it down, and then hopefully, I think you see me now a little bit. So in a minute, I'm getting this quilt set up. I hope you guys had a wonderful Father's Day. I had a lot going on yesterday. Oh, also too, I'm so excited that I finished one of the quilts. Okay. That I've wanted to finish for years. Okay, this is where I need to have it. Okay. What you're seeing me do right now, and I don't know if you can see it because I don't know if I have the right camera set up, is I'm finding placement. So I have that. Let me give you here. I have the long arm kind of holding a position for me so that I could roll the quilt so it doesn't quilt on top of another design. And so I'm finding placement. Little babies. Okay, so that's pretty good. Perfect. So I'm going to roll this side or sew this side. Maybe I'm trying to get another camera to work so you guys could get a different point of view and kind of see me better. But sometimes for some reason I drop this quilt on a live stream or drop this camera on a live stream and it just doesn't want to stay in position or stay on. So, well then I was having to figure that out. Hopefully it'll work. So hello everybody. I love your comment. I think it is a pretty quilt. I got these from that lady on Etsy. I think she had a quilt shop, to be honest. And I'm going to iron before or I'm going to iron as I start. I think she had, and then let me just share this. The back fabric, I used a different back fabric because, let me get her started. I used a light blue back fabric because I already trimmed the back fabric. And I wasn't going to quilt this one. I was going to quilt another star one. Come on. Please don't do that. So you see me ironing. Well, we're going to let that camera do what it does. Maybe it's going to be beautiful. Stop. No. I'm going to do that. Forgot to measure the edges, ladies. I know this is my quilt and it probably doesn't matter, but you know, it's just a thing. So I ironed half of the quilt already. And then I'm gonna tensioner, starter, and then hopefully the camera is okay. If not, I'll switch in a minute. So I hope you guys had a great Father's Day. It's been really busy for me. Uh-oh. Just come on. I hit something and I stopped it. Now she's going. So I'm going to set up this iron right here. And then I'll talk to you in a second. And then we're going to do an unboxing, which I think you guys are going to love. That's the quilt in that area. And let me just say, be clear. Thank you for saying that. No, we can fix anything. Let me go back here. We could fix anything. I was thinking, I'm really a goofy human, and I was thinking that I could do live streaming. No. Okay. No. I'll be a serious old lady. Okay. I'm glad you like the way I teach. No one used to share how to fix anything. As a matter of fact, I think they were gatekeeping, but it's okay, you know. I said in a video before that one of the reasons why I started doing YouTube is no one was sharing the stuff I was struggling with. And then that's the quilt I need. I need to trim her after I did a live stream with her. So let me bring you here so you can see that camera. I want this camera to work. Come on. Come on, come on. This camera. I want this camera to work. Please, work for me. Alright. So, and I'm sweaty, okay? I think I need to put Freon in this room. It says it's 78 degrees and it's really 71. Or it says it's 68 degrees. I want to show you a quilt I was going to long arm. But let me bring you here so you could see the long arm doing her thing. And then I need an iron real quick. I'm also going to see if I could move you guys. Hold on. So that you can see the whole quilt. I was going to work on this one and I'll bring it to you and show it to you. I want to steam everything real quick and iron it so that I don't have to pay attention to her. The more I do this, the better it is for me. Like I said, these are donated quilts, but I thought in a live stream, I could give you guys one of the quilts. Okay, serve me. Let me add my mic. Isn't she lovely? I may have to get a different camera. Oh, okay, don't complain, Lorena. Be grateful. Be happy. Okay, so let me show you. Ooh. Hi, camera. I was going to long arm this one. Can you even see it? But sometimes these are harder to quilt. So I decided to put this one on. And I'll move you so you can see it better. Hello, how are you? The camera's moving with me. Okay, here we are. I want you to see it. Look how pretty. I think this is a really pretty quilt. And I also kind of messed up, but this is the only back fabric I had. I could have changed it, but I was in a hurry. because I wanted to do a live stream. I'm using this light blue back fabric. It doesn't really match the quilt, to be honest. It doesn't go with the style of the quilt. I think I should have, if I had like a green fabric or yellow, but I'm not a green yellow kind of girl. Hold on, I'm folding this quilt. Isn't that beautiful? You want to watch the unboxing with me? Let's do an unboxing. I know a lot of people who have a lot of quilts and don't have a long arm. But hold on, I'm going to move you here. I was also thinking of long arming this one, which this is why I had that back fabric. Hold on. I want one more. Isn't that beautiful? Is it? Oh, it moved. No, don't move. Stay put. Isn't that beautiful? Let me get another camera, because these kind of do weird stuff and they're finicky. And what I found with these quilts that this lady did, there is a lot of problems to fix. You have to iron a lot. You have to be on top of it a bit. If not, the long arm goes over and it pleats. And I didn't want to deal with that today, so I thought this would be a sweet, easy quilt that we could long arm together and we could chat. So how are you? Hold on, let me see. Let me see. I'm going to put that away too. I'm going to look on my phone. Let's see. I'm going to look at my phone real quick, okay? I'm sorry. Talk to me here. I want to see how many people are on here. See if I can find a live. Hopefully it'll show this live. This is what the quilt looks like currently. I want to manage my account. Hello, Penny. Let me see. I'm looking at the manage videos, and then I'm going to switch you here so you can see a different video. It's not showing. Come on. We have 17 people watching. And then I'm trying to get it to, so I'm going to move you here, okay? So talk to me, guys. What you did for Father's Day, what you not do for Father's Day. Father's Day is a big day for me because it's an anniversary, a very special anniversary. For me personally, I'm trying to get it to work. Okay. And then I'm going to switch cameras so you have a different camera. It's a very special day for me. I didn't have a father in my life, so... But I have a husband who's been a really great father to my kids. I'm trying to organize. Okay. So, I'm going to plug in this camera, but this camera has some issues. The color quality is different. Wow, where are you? Hold on. I didn't lose you guys, okay? So I'm going to unplug this one. And I'm going to get it out of my way and plug in a new one. I'm sorry about this, but I think it'd be good so that I could show you the pattern and the design on this and let me see. Where can I plug you in? Sorry if I'm not available right now. Well, maybe you want to see what I'm doing because it's crazy. My life is chaotic. All right, I'm here trying to plug in this camera. One of the reasons why I don't like this camera, it's because it has a, what does it do? The camera color quality of the camera is, it's the worst, man. So I ended up having to get a whole bunch of different cameras. And then I haven't used this camera, so now I'm having to figure out where I plug everything in. Problems of a content creator. They are real. Alright, let me get this off. So, my son brought pizza and pecan pie with ice cream for Father's Day. That is awesome. I love me some pie. Yes, ma'am. Miss Charlotte, I am always real busy. Oh, by the way, I bought myself a featherweight. I found a purple one. I have a long store with a very... Maybe it's the same person. Her name is, she's on Etsy. Her name is Young 2000. And it may be the same person. Let me move you here so you can see. You guys came to see the quilting, not me. My best friend said to me that the one thing she loved about watching my channel is all the different quilts that that I go through. You know, like when I'm sharing all the quilts I worked on. So I'm getting a cord right now. She goes, that's what I love watching. And I'm like, I'm trying to see if I have a long extension cord. So I'm moving over here. I'm trying to plug in another camera. I'm sorry if I usually have everything set up and then something during the live just like goes off the rails. And then I'm having to figure it out under pressure to fix something. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay. So, under pressure, Lorena is putting another camera on here for you guys to watch. Let's see. HDMI output will go here. We'll do this one. Maybe I'll do that one. Stupid, man. Seeing if this camera will connect for me. Hello. If not, I'm going to have to get another HDMI. You're returning it tomorrow? Aww. That's a pretty sewing machine. I went and bought a purple one. Hello, Christine. How are you? Hopefully this is not going to connect. I'm talking to the Army nurse. I'll put her comments up. She bought a featherweight from eBay. And she bought a beautiful pink yellow featherweight. Let me be clear. She bought a beautiful yellow featherweight. And the reason I'm talking to her is she's letting me know that she's returning it. I'm surprised they're letting you return it. Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm trying to find, yeah, girl, I have wires everywhere and they're such a mess. Okay. I may not even put another camera on, forget it. No, 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 no. You leave her alone, please. She does not want to spend time with you. She does not like you right now. Sorry I disappeared. I don't know what the camera did. Here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add a new camera on here. And I was looking for the wire. So if you saw the camera going, I went behind the machine. This camera requires a different wire. Let me move you here. Inferior powder paint work. Did they... What? Okay, she bought a featherweight and she was saying that the paint was splitting everywhere. And I got me a purple one from this guy. He says it's called powder coating. Anyway, I bought it from him and it's purple, but he is non-refundable. And it states on his thing, it is non-refundable, girl. All right, I think, see the quality of this? It's okay. So this is a new camera, and what I'm going to do with her is I'm going to put her on the long arm area so you guys could see the long arm. Right here. Right there. There is a weird, oh, it doesn't look bad. It didn't look bad here at all. On this, okay, now that I have this camera, I can show you the pattern I'm using. Hold on. I am using a very strange pattern for this quilt because I was thinking that I wanted something a little bit more unique on this. Like, to me, for some reason, it needed flowers. So now that I put that away, that cord gets put away, I can literally now use this camera and bring you in and I could move her. And then I could also show you, as I move the whole system, no! Oh God. I'm sorry, guys. I am not a professional. Can you tell? I'm trying to be. I want to be. That's why I bought the system that I bought. That's why I bought the switcher that I bought. That's why I did this. Hold on, and I'll show you the pattern right now. So I'm going to take her off and I'm going to move you, okay? While I move you, this is the pattern. This. It's really pretty, I think. Let me move you to the quilt. This is what it looks like on the quilt. It looks like it has flowers on it. I could have done it more modern, but I felt like all these kind of sharp, it doesn't take away from the quilt because I use a very light thread, but only like if you're up close to it, you'll see the flowers. Can you even see the color? See how bright that camera is? So I'm going to move her here. I'm going to move you here. Hello, Sue. How are you? Let me see if I could get my camera to adjust to my... You should see the nest of wires in my life right now. Hello. Sorry, I'm sweaty. Let me get her. So she's returning the feather. I'm glad you could return it. Hello, Sue from Texas. We live in the same area. I live in Schertz, Texas, close to San Antonio and Austin. And then, so yeah, you're not far. So let me show you this camera. Do you see how I think it's beautiful. Here's this other view. And here's this other view. Yeah, I think maybe on this quilt, the pattern, I should have gone modern, but I feel that, I felt like because it's so modern, it needed some softness. I think with this one, you can never go wrong with like feathers, echoes. You can never go wrong with stuff like that. Let me turn on my iron. I'm going to move you here so you can see it. And then my machine has stopped because she's out of thread. Bobbins thread. Then I'm going to move you here. I think what I want to start doing is making my own designs. Since I've been doing so long, I think it'd be nice. Also, let me just share. I'm using different bobbins. Here comes somebody, okay? Somebody's come in.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Sorry.
Oh, we need to go? Do we need to go to Miguel's?
No, I just need to pick up. I want to pick up my dog.
Oh, you want to pick up your puppy, you little psycho?
How is she? Are you live right now? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
This is the only camera. You want to meet my son? This is the camera that's only working. That one's not.
Oh, really? How's on?
Yes, it's on. But I have 3 of them on.
Oh.
I have this one, I have this one, I have this one, and I have this one. Do you want to be on there?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'll put you on there. I don't mind.
Oh, this is your face. This is your thing. And this is all you.
No, they can't. They're not coming to see me. They're coming to see the quilts.
And you too. You're the personality of it.
Hold on.
You're literally the face of your show.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'm just doing this last row. Do you want to go with me to Miguel's?
I wouldn't mind. I need to get a present for Sammy. I was supposed to go to Walmart real quick. Well, after work, go to Walmart.
Okay.
And get him a small toy.
Stop the crap. Stop it. Look, she's a lot.
But I came to pick her up, really. Unless you okay with her being here all day.
No, take her.
Take her?
Take her for now.
Okay. She's been a lot.
No.
I know she's a lot, that's why I can't have her here right now. She is a lot.
Here, you want to say hi? They want to say hi.
Alright.
You want to say hi to my son? You've met him before.
Yes, you have.
You've met him
Hi.
before.
Look at my little girl.
Yeah, the puppy. She's a lot. I had to kind of get on her twice because she was picking a fight with everybody. And then it's not, I don't care that she's picking a fight. It's like she gets kind of like frustrated with them.
You get right.
She gets frustrated with them.
Sorry, I instigated.
No.
Sorry.
No, stop. Do you hear her growling at everybody? Look, and she looks innocent. When we bought her, we thought she was like a, what do you mean?
Timid dog.
Timid, trembling dog. I'm glad you watched. Thank you. Trucking and retiring. I love that comment. I have a couple people that I like watching, and the reason I love watching them, don't make her let her lick you like that, is because they make me laugh. So I want to make you laugh. I'm waiting for my new pre-loved system coming in July, and I bought one because of you. I'm so glad you're doing a long arm then. You're getting a little mini long arm. Look, doesn't she look innocent? Like she's not an instigator? She looks like she's perfect. Like she doesn't do nothing wrong. But wait, watch. I'm going to put the camera down. Put that camera focus down at the dogs. I'll show you what she does. And then you can also see my beautiful rug. Here. Look. She makes us out to be liars.
Right there she goes.
Look. Didn't she look innocent? She looked like, was like, carry me, Mom, protect me from them. Didn't she look like she was just a sweet little girl and doesn't instigate nothing? No, but she's like, she's a lot.
Sugar.
Say hi, Sugar. No, she's fun. Also, too, I had to let go of my Cookie, and she looks exactly like Cookie. Let me get that. She looks exactly like, what kind of like Cookie? She's not exactly like her. But I had to let go of my sweet dog that I had for like 15 years. And so I let her go. And my son brings her to me because I told, she reminds me of Cookie. And so I think I need her for therapy.
I get it.
Emotional therapy. Because we just rolled a quilt. Emotional. Oh, damn.
Was it the other camera?
No, I didn't. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I pulled the cord on it. Yeah, but everything goes on like.
Well, I'm just gonna pick up my dog so she can rest, and I'm gonna work for a little bit longer with him.
What time are we gonna go over there? We're supposed to be there by 5:30. 5:30?
Yeah, I checked the messages. 5:30.
Okay. Well, he says I could come earlier.
So, I was planning probably getting off around 4:45.
Okay.
Do you want me to pick you up?
Yeah.
Okay. But I just need to pick up at Walmart, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Because I just need to get him a small toy.
Get him a gift.
Yeah. Because I'm going to give him one of my comic books, but also get him a gift that he can play with. The Spider-Man one. So. But I'm going to work for a little bit longer. I just want to pick her up.
Okay, no problem.
Play with her a little bit while she's at home before I leave. And she kisses in my room or and gets pissed off at me somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit addictive.
Yeah, she's a dachshund. That's why. Dachshunds have a personality that.
Get you, spirit. I'm gonna get you back.
That,
but I love you, Mom.
I love you too.
Well,
have a good. I'll see you later.
Speak up around 4:45 or 4:40. Okay.
Okay.
Love you.
Sorry guys for the family intermission. I have a grandchild that it's his birthday today, and we have a gathering to go to, and I rolled a quilt. Sorry. Sorry, this is just, I'm almost sweaty. This is my life. I rolled a quilt. I don't know if you kind of saw it rolled. And I'm going to stitch the edges for it. Now that I have this camera, I could bring you so you can see that. And then my son did something to my wires, and now I'm a little bit confused why the wire. Okay, so I'm going to bring you here on this camera so that you can see this camera. See, I'm not a professional. When you do the live streams, you're not supposed to show the camera at all. Just, I don't know, man. But you all probably need like 10 people to help you, and this is a one-person gig. The reason I got this switcher is so that you guys could, I think live streams are kind of boring because you're just watching the person do, like you're just watching them through one camera. Well, the way I used to do live streaming, right? I get bored when someone just sits and talks and doesn't have something like, let me see, a little bit of like visual candy here and there. So hopefully I'm not, maybe I should move you the other way. I'm trying to figure this out, okay guys? I apologize. We're gonna move her here. We're going to move this here. Okay. And then I need a water or wetter and starcher. And let me see. I think someone made a comment and I want to encourage you. You got, I think it's trucking in retirement. I really am excited for you. Let me see. It needs more light for some reason. Because this is something that you can do. And you could do it part-time. If you get good, which in time you do, everybody gets good at something once you do it so much. Holy Spirit. I believe everybody gets good at something if you do it a lot. I'm going to move you here. Wait, here for now. This is really a great income without a lot of, well, there are hours invested, but someone was asking me in the other live how many quilts I could get done or how many hours I work in a day. For example, I have 5 quilts came in this week. And right now, it's a little bit more of my slower season. So 5 quilts came in this week. And in one day, I could quilt 3 of them. I can quilt all 5 of them. But I'm not going to push myself a lot. In the sense of being up here from 8 in the morning till 8 at night. Which that's a 12-hour day, but I've done those and I love doing those because I get everybody's workout. But usually when I'm working like that, I'm working a full I probably have like 15-20 quilts at that time, and that's why I'm working like that. But yes, this is very doable. Let me move this camera here so that it kind of goes up a little bit. So you can see right there. Oops. Is this the one? I want you to see me, and I need to grab that. I'm trying to learn this system with these cameras because they kind of have AI in them, supposedly. That's a better view, right? Right there. And right now I kicked it down. I wish I could get some cameras that had Wi-Fi. But then I'm afraid that if they're not connected, you're dealing with everything not working. So here, I'm going to bring you to this camera because I'm going to stitch maybe here so you can see me from far. But yes, you can do this. Anybody can do this. Hold on. Well, might as well slow that down before I go to the next. Da, da, da. Alright, let's see. But like I said, someone was asking me how you get clients work. My biggest thing that blessed me is giving people deals. Batting deals. Retirement. A lot of people that you're going to be working for are retired, so they're on a fixed income. But they will. We pay for the things we love. You know, we buy the things we love. Here, I'm ironing real quick. In a minute, I will measure. I'm ironing everything. But I think you could make money in anything. Especially now. I remember before, like, before you had to pay for marketing. Now you could do your own marketing because you could have your own channel. Your own You move that. You can make your own channel and it's free. Well, it's not free, but you have an iPhone. It's more free than it used to be. Before, you didn't have iPhones that had cameras like they do now. Edge. So it's a little bit easier, I think. You could also too, you could stream on, with your phone, you could stream on TikTok and live stream. I think social media is a blessing. Use it to your advantage. Hold on. I'm going to start working on my laser channel more. Let's see, I got it. And then I'm going to start, you see the machine going? Okay, hold on, I'll answer your questions and I'll move you down. Now, let that go. Hold on. Nope, let me move you. All right, I'm going to show you this quilt right here. Sorry, some out of your way. Ooh, look at that. I'm still on there. Okay. Let me move you down, okay? Let's see. Let me answer your questions while I look on my computer real quick. You're asking this question. But what you could do, hold on one second, while I try to, I think you're going to predominantly quilt for a lot of senior citizens that got into the hobby of quilting. Also too, come on. Are you going to go outside? Are you going to go inside? What are you going to do? Hold on, let me do something real quick. Don't limit yourself, okay, at all. I'm going to bring you down so I can sit down. I think what you need to think about, hold on, I'm going to bring you down. Come on. I want to sit down. Been on my feet for a while. Hey, little girl. I'm sorry. You got stickers. Hold on, let me get them off of you. Okay, hold on. I kind of hurt her for a second. Just get up here. You wait. Don't go crazy. Give me a minute. It's hot, huh? Let me get you water. Hold on, let me get my dog water. I'll be right back. Here, Mama. I brought water down. It's good, Wawa. What I really recommend, and ignore, didn't think this through, huh? When I sat here, I have a whole bunch of like bobbins. Let me clean up now. Can't let you, it's not that messy, but it's messy. Let me move you here. I think what I recommend is just get your machine and learn. Practice your machine as much as you can. I do recommend, like, if you have a gamble like this one, go to that lady, and she has these quilt tops for like $40. Long arm, some of them. There's some people that even asked me when I long armed them if I would sell the quilt itself to them. So I paid $40. I got the back fabric pretty cheap. I bought like several rolls, but you only need to buy one, maybe a neutral color. And then I bought a roll of batting, so I'm all in maybe $100. And some people have asked me to purchase the quilt top, and you can sell the quilt tops for like $300. And if you have them done and you have them ready, you can do that. But I just think, like, learn your machine and everything else will come along. That's what happened to me. I gave myself a year to really learn the long arming part of it, how to find if I break the thread, how to find position, just practice. And then it's crazy. I think this is how, it's crazy how God works. I remember I had a brother in Christ, and he's like, hey, my sister makes quilt tops. I'm going to tell her about you. And that's honestly how I started. Just one person telling another person who's doing quilt tops, and then that person brought me quilts. And because I knew what I was doing, and I knew how I quilted quilts really well, made sure there wasn't pleats. The quilts was brought to me. When I gave them back, they were in better condition than when they were brought to me, meaning the seams were sewn, the iron was flat, the quilt was flat because I ironed it. I trimmed the quilts so the quilts look really clean and beautiful. I think if you do that kind of stuff, then those people who gave you a chance will tell 5 other people. And I think that's how it starts. And then what I did with those people who brought me the first quilts, I said, if you bring me 3, I'll do one for free. So these ladies were 4 friends. They all brought a quilt, and then they kind of split the free one. Did they split? They figured out, and then when they found out that I was doing this, they all had, like, Clarissa has quilts that she hasn't long armed. They had quilts they had long armed, and then they started bringing them to me. There's tons of opportunity for us as long armers to get work. This is such a unique niche. Is the word niche? Hold on, let me take a drink. This is such a unique field, and if you go around to your quilting community, a lot of the long armers are already overloaded because there's not a lot of us. And so I think that go be a part of a quilt guild if you can, and be a part of it, and showcase your quilts and showcase your quilting. And while you're there, all these people are going to say, who long armed it for you? Who did that for you? And then you say, I long armed it. And then you can literally say, I'm doing a special, and this is my special. Sometimes my special is, I'll give you batting for free. Don't look at my computer mess. Oh, that computer mess. I'll give batting for free. In the summer, usually I would do a deal. I would give batting half off, or if you brought me 3 quilts, the 4th one was free. I usually will do stuff like that. But people will come. Let me see. I had one friend that I long armed for, and I do all her quilting, and then she told, and because she's a quilter, of course she has quilter friends, and then she told her friends, and then her friends started coming to me, and then they each had maybe 2 other friends that were quilters. For example, I had a lady bring me her client. Well, she's on here. Her name is, where are you? Miss Charlotte. She's on here. The way I got her as a client is I got her through her best friend, one of her best friends. And then this is how contagious quilting is, okay? I don't know if I'm stating this wrong. I think Charlotte was only, quilted maybe 1 or 2, or she wasn't. And because I long armed it, and I did it with so much love, and I also too, quilters love stuff. Find ways to bless your quilters. Nothing like giving makes people want to give back to you. And when you're giving to them, they'll invest in your business because they see that you're not money motivated. We all have like stashes, stuff that we make. I would give like these little bags that I would make out of scrap fabric. I would find little sketchbooks. I literally have 2 drawers that's just for gifts for my clients. And you don't have to spend a lot of money, to be honest. Please ignore I really am a clean person. So like I have this. When I have a return client that returns to me a lot, and like she's brought me work for the whole year. Like this lady's just been like, she's a bringer. I call him a bringer. I go when I have like extra money or extra allowances. Sometimes I got these on sale, or the quilt shop was having a special, and I bought 3 of them. 3 of them. You don't have to spend this much, okay? But I'll buy things like this, and I'll have them in a drawer. And if I have a client that throughout the whole year has been bringing me fabric or bringing me work, I will give her like a gift of some kind. When you start doing that, and the gifts could be as simple as a little tiny ruler. I also got my laser right. With my laser, I've made rulers and little gadgets and tools that I think are neat for me. I make them for my clients. This looks like a mess back here, doesn't it? Here, let me organize it for you. Okay. Let me organize it. I'm so sorry. I have company and they're watching my mess. Okay, hold on. Just a little things that can move. So like I made these boxes. This box. And I made a couple of them and I gave them to like some of my clients. I made piggy banks for a craft show that I didn't do so well on. I did okay. I gave all my clients like jewelry bags, baskets, little things that to bless my clients. I don't know, just to bless them as I'm trying to clean and hide my mess. I made a lot of these. These are my bobbin holders I created. And I remember I made these and I would give them to my clients. And one of my clients turned into a YouTuber. And it's kind of disappointing, but it's okay. She literally said that she's going to take my idea and patent it, which is annoying, okay? But, you know, I made these. I shared them with her. These hold your bobbins, really great. But now I made them with some lasers and they connect to the fabric. This is my best idea, I think. And find, for example, so I'm sharing with you the drawer. I have rotary cutters that I got pretty cheap, some not that cheap. I got a pattern. I went to an estate sale. And in the estate sale, this lady had like 100 patterns, and for a box of, I think I paid like $20 for all those patterns. And every client at that time that came to me or left or picked up a quilt, guess what they got? They got a picking of their patterns. So find ways to motivate people to want to come to you. And I think what I found when I give them my favorite scissors, or when I gave them something like a ruler I made or something, I think because the relationship is not only transactional, and I think if you want to really be successful, don't let your quilting business, even though it's a business, only be transactional. You want to create a community of people that love your work, and that not only do they love your quilting work, but that you also love their quilt tops, and that when they get their quilt tops, they could trust you, because those quilt tops are $400 to create, and if you do a great job, it's really hard to find a good long armor that's not going to botch your quilt, especially when you have a high investment. I think quilts are like investment pieces. But yeah, look, also too, I bought thread here. Let me see if I can find it. I bought thread here. I got this at, someone asked me about bobbins, and I'll answer that in a minute. These I got on special at Missouri Star Quilting. I thought these would be really good quilting threads. And I also got these from Connections threads, essentials threads. You could buy a whole thing of these, like a whole set, for like $15, $16, like a whole group of them. And sometimes with my clients, I'll give them a thread spool. I'm like, here, I really like this thread. Maybe you'll like it. And I'll give them a thread. Also, too, I have like my favorite needles. And everything I give to my clients is something that I love. And I don't like this thread that much, but I think it would be beautiful thread. And it's considered quilting thread. But I would give it to a client who wants to practice quilting. Does that make sense? Anyway, find ways to bless your clients with something little, something unexpected. Because a lot of long armers, a lot of people who do long arm quilting, they don't give back to their clients in that way. And this way, oh, hold on, I'm trying to get my bobbins. This way, it's not only a business, it is also like, treat your business like a community. That you have a community with you. Hold on. Someone was asking me about bobbins, and I'm going to answer that right now. Hold on. I have thread everywhere. I finished one quilt. Let's see. Someone asked me a question. Let me answer you. Hello, you're in Northeast Mississippi. What kind of bobbins do you use? I use, hold on. Let me see. Let me turn you. Sorry. Yes, we got you. Okay. She asked me for bobbins, right? What kind of bobbins do you use? I use bobbins from Amazon. There's these bobbins. Let me see if I can get it to focus. These are, I believe, M bobbins. They are very light bobbins. Who else has bobbins? These are aluminum, I believe. They're very lightweight. The one thing that I love about these bobbins is they have an opening. And I bought them on Amazon, okay? You get 100 for like $40, $50, $40. I got 100 for $30 at one time. At one time, I got 100 for $25. And Gamel has its own bobbin system. Hold on, I'm gonna move you while I get up. Gamel has its own bobbin system, and I do not like him. Now, I know other long armers that have Gamel's bobbin system, and they love them. I do not like them. Hold on, let me see. I do not like them because they're too, I feel they are too heavy. Here, let me get I'm restarting the quilt, okay? They're too heavy. Well, they're not too heavy. Yeah, they are too heavy. To me, they're stainless steel metal, and I think it's a heavier. I'm sorry if I'm blowing in your ear. I'm just blowing the lint out of the bobbin. They're just heavy. For some reason, for me, I ended up getting some bobbins from, what's the company? The company was IntelliQuilter. Is that the company? I got bobbins from this company that I went to the Houston Quilt Show. And I got bobbins from them. Hold on. Nope, hold on. And I'll show you them in a minute. I'm sorry. I'm just setting up the long arm. No. I keep hitting the wrong prompt. Brightness. Let me see. Let me turn you around. How does it look? Yeah, there. I'm just starting the long arm. It was in Telecolter? I don't know. It was a different company. And I'll remember in a minute. But I went to the Houston Quilt Show and they were selling their bobbin winders and they were selling their bobbins. And, man, why is it doing that? Hold on. Stop. Hi, how are you? How you doing? I'm trying to set this up right, okay? And let you see the long arm. Okay. Hopefully you see the long arm. You're not seeing my back. Let me just... Why? No. Okay, there. Hold on. I'll show you, they have these red bobbins, and I was using them, and I bought them, and they're aluminum, and I tried them out. I don't remember the company, though, but anyway, I bought them, and I realized that the tension on my machine was just so much smoother. And I also bought their bobbin winder. I'll even show you the bobbin winder. It's a Nova. It was an Nova bobbin, because I have the winder. I'm trying to, and I bought their winder. If you're going to get into a winder, I recommend you get a bobbin winder from Nova. It's the best winder ever. They are expensive. I think I spent $160 or at the time $150 on them. The reason I think they're great winders is because you could start and go. You can literally leave. Go ahead, go. Come on, Mom. You could start them and you could leave them. Let me see. And I have the bobbins right here. Hold on. And in a minute, we're going to do an unboxing. So Nova does these winders. Don't fall on me. They do these bobbins, and they have their own winder. The problem with these is they don't have an opening. So you have to kind of wind it and then start it, and it's a whole mess. But this is what I tried. Gamel has these. They have these. And what I had problems with, and I also think it was the winder Gamel gave me, but Gamel changed their system. Gamel had a foot pedal winder, so you're kind of holding the foot pedal and winding all the bobbins, which is annoying. But I noticed that I really had a hard time getting a balanced bobbin wound, or having the bobbin wound balanced. And what I mean by balance is like, this is what I mean, that it's the thickness all the way, like this is a beautifully balanced bobbin. Do you see from top to bottom, the thread is equal? There is a way where, hold on, like this one is not a perfectly balanced, because on the side where I have this area, it looks like it goes in or caves in a little bit. And but ultimately the Nova bobbin winders wind your bobbin beautifully. They're nice and balanced, and you want a nice and balanced wound bobbin so that when the thread is being pulled from the machine, it's not weighted on one side and thinned out on another. And if I have a bobbin, I could show what I'm trying to say. But Nova has a great winder. I recommend if you buy one, ask them to set up the machine for you and set up the winder up. So because you kind of have to tweak a little things for it to be balanced. But I ended up buying these at Amazon. It's an aluminum like this one. It even has the same curvature, but it has the hole. The hole is a blessing because when you feed the thread inside, You feed it through and you hold the thread and start the machine and it just winds your bobbin. So you could buy these for $100, for maybe $50 now, maybe. I had a video on it too, of where like these come out to $3 or $4 a bobbin. The Novas came out to like $2, and these came out to 30 cents at the time. 30 cents for bobbins. And then let me see if I could show you an unbalanced bobbin, because but a lot of the having your sorry, you guys are seeing my bobbin mess. It's not funny, but it's funny. So the reason I created these is because you have, this is a blessing. Anyway, but you end up having a mess of bobbins. But you could text me. Anyway, so these are Amazon. If I remember, I'll put a link on the bottom of this video for you. So if you want to buy them on Amazon, I stopped using these. I don't like them. I don't think they're worth the buy. And so you who just bought a Gamel, they're going to give you these, and they're only going to give you a couple of them. I do support Gamel. I just think that these are too heavy for the machine. And I had problems balancing, having the thread. See, this is an unbalanced bobbin. The way it's wound. It's real bottom heavy here, and it's lighter. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to say. You want the bobbin to be equal all the way across throughout the whole winding system. And you could tell, like, at one time that bobbin just wound heavy. Oh, let's put them down low enough. It was heavy on one side, this side, and then it's lighter on this side. That affects your tension when you're quilting your quilt. You don't think it does, but you can see like the quilt will have beautiful quilting tension, and then when it's working its way just on one side, you can see like the tension is just a slight difference. Sometimes it's really bad, and so that's why my recommendation is all these Amazon and the Innova bobbin winder. The Innova. The reason I like Innova too, the Innova can wind L bobbins and M bobbins. And I do not use, because they're going to convince you, I think it's bull crap, bull pucka, when someone says, if your long armor, and I'm going to call some long armors out, if your long armor says, I'm sorry, I can't use your thread, because my machine only likes this bobbin thread. They don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry if you're one of them too. I don't mean to be mean. You need to be able to know how to do your tension no matter what kind of thread you use. No matter what kind of thread. And that's what I was saying to you who just bought a long arm. Use different threads. Play with different threads. Wind your bobbins. These pre-wound are so expensive. Yes, they're pre-wound. And some people just use pre-wound bobbins like this or like this. You can see I don't use them because they set the tension once and they don't move the tension ever in the lifetime of the quilting. And you're going to need to change your tension. You want to learn how to set your tension all the time because you want to be able to use beautiful threads. Don't limit yourself by saying, my long arm only uses these. So I'm sorry, we can't use your thread. Because that long armor doesn't know how to deal with their tension, and they don't want to fiddle with their tension. And to me, and I'm calling some long armors out, they're lazy. They don't want to try. They want to put a quilt on the long arm and just make money off of you, and they just don't want to try. And they don't want to give you the option for you to bring a spool of thread. They could bring you, my clients can bring me essential threads from Connections Thread. Some clients brought me Joanne's quilting thread. I don't care. You could bring it to me and I could put it on my machine and I could make it work. What the benefit for them is they could buy a $12 thread, because that's what the Joann's thread was. Buy $12 thread, and I could quilt a quilt for them, and then they could come back and quilt a baby quilt with that same thread, and they're saving money on thread. So I want you to know that if a long arm goes, I'm so sorry, I can only use my thread. They don't, and the reason they're doing that is they want to charge you for their thread, and they want to like strong arm you that you can only use their thread, and they want to choke you with thread. One of my clients came from a girl like that, and she was charging $3.99, three almost $4 a bobbin. This quilt, I'm putting 5 bobbins. The bobbins, can you imagine $4 and you're using 5 bobbins? It costs $20 just for bobbin thread. It's a thread fee, $20. You could buy a whole spool. You could buy this for them. But they're going to say, even if you buy them the exact same thread, they're going to say no, because they're making $20 off a thread. And a lot of those people, and I get frustrated with them, it's this thread, where are you? It's this thread. It's not this exact thread, but it's a thread like this. Where do I have it? It's $7 for the big giant spool that they're charging $20 per person to use. No. And if a long armer says that to you, I'm sorry, my long arm only uses this thread, that person's lazy and they want to poke your eye out. And I'm no real exception, no rules. You don't know how to use your machine. You don't know how to fix tension. You're just lazy, man. And one lady, literally, I quilted a quilt for her, and the girl was expecting to pay me like $300, because she was expecting like a $45 thread fee. And I was like, no. I think I have a general way of doing it. So let's say for a baby quilt, I charge $5. For a twin throw, I charge maybe $7, depending on the density of the quilting. For a queen king, I charge $8 to $9 for the bobbin and top thread, which is more than fair to them. And I make very little money, but I make some money on the thread, but I'm not people's eyes out. So let me move that along. Let me start ranting, because I have a rant about that. But anyway, I remember a client, she brought me like 4 quilts, and she's expecting to spend like $60 on thread. And I said, no. And some of the stuff that she brought me was only like, it was like like a couple baby quilts, a couple little twins, and like, no. Anyway, hold on. Hold on. Let me show you this, because I'm going to have to go. I think my son was calling me like, Mom, we got to get going. But, so, I don't know. Those are the bobbins I use. I always have my client pick a thread, and so I have my clients pick a thread, and I turn around and I wind it. I also have clients that come to me and say, hey, I brought my own thread. Hold on one second. Where's my phone? Hold on, I'm going to be on the phone for a second. Jess. Okay, I'm on my way. Bye. Well, I have. What you just see? Hold on. I'm going to have to roll the quilt. I gotta go. I didn't know it was this late. You guys got me going. Alright, hold on. Let me see. Let me answer your questions real quick. Come on. Stop. Don't be a jerk. Alright, hold on. Yes, quilters are the best referrals. You're so right. Best referrals. Do a good job, and people will be good to you. Hold on. I'm going to undo this. Come on, camera. Don't give me a miserable time. But you are, aren't you? I need a last row. But my son is here and I gotta go. He's probably watching me in the live stream like, come on, Mom. We gotta go already. I'm gonna show you. I'm not done. I need to do the last row. But I want you to see it. Hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Can you see it? Sorry. And let me show you this. It's not finished, okay? I was just getting in a little ranty tangent. So I'm going to roll her. Feel the pressure now. Oh, never have time for nothing. But I'm glad I was spending time with you guys. Let's see. Oh, I want to do unboxing. What I want to do. Shoot. I want to do an unboxing. I may come back, okay? And leave everything. No, I'm not going to leave everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave, set everything up, leave, and have this machine quilt while I'm gone. Because that's the jam. Oh, gosh. So you see me, my son's waiting, and I need to get going, but he could wait. Mom! I love being an older parent now because I can mess with my kids the way they messed with me when I was a kid, when they were little. I feel like they tortured me at one time. Don't you feel like your kids tortured you? And now it's payback. All right, not really. Hold on. Sorry if it sounds so loud. I'm so sorry. Sorry if I'm in your back. I'm doing. I may come back on a live later on today because I wanted to unbox a whole bunch of quilts with you guys. And maybe all right. Do the hustle. Ba, 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 ba. All right. Let's see. Got her down. Now I need to find placement. That's pretty good. And then I need to find placement over here. And what I'm going to do, when I leave the quilts and I let them quilt while I'm not here. Yes, I do that. I add a brand new bobbin to it. So that when it's quilting, I quilts all the way across. And I don't have to even think once about it because by the time I come back here, this quilt is completely, dang, I need a full thread. It's completely quilted. And on this quilt, because it's mine, I am allowing, I'm just using any scrap already pre-wound thread. So hold on, I'm going to start her. You did good. Look at you. I found the exact spot. You go, Lorena. I'm going to start her, and I'm going to also set some settings. Up, 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 up. So I'm going to have to let you go. About time my camera start doing weird stuff. I will come back and do an unboxing, but I love you. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate you. And Christy, I'm so happy that you're working on long arming on the weekend. Yes. Quilters are the best referrals. I love you. See you later. Talk to you soon. Bye.